very first one is one that I see people make all the time, and it's built into our genes, so there's nothing wrong with it. You just need to be aware not to make it from this point on. And that is, when it comes to workouts, they want to go and get the most extreme and the most powerful workout. Now, like I said, that's fine, because in your mind, you probably go, if I get the most extreme and most powerful workout, I'll get the best results. Now, that might work once you are in shape and once you are fit, but if you're not in shape and you are not fit, doing an extreme workout and doing a workout that's too hard for you is as useless as a workout that's too easy for you. The reasons are pretty simple. If a workout is too hard for you, you won't be able to do it, and that means you won't get results. Secondly, if you get to a point where you can do it, you might take so long to recover. I've seen people take a week to recover after they haven't been training for a few years and then hit a heavy weight training workout. And after a week, all your mind and your body is associating with exercise and workout is pain. And after that week, you can't be bothered going back and you just stop altogether. So the main thing is start nice and easy, okay? Start with a workout that fits your lifestyle, that's nice and easy to do, and that's fun for you. And remember, when you're starting out, the most important thing when it comes to being more active and exercising and working out again is to make it a lasting habit. And they say frequency or consistency is a lot more important than intensity when it comes to making exercise a habit. So that simply means it's better for you to just go and be active each day for 30 or 40 minutes than to not be active at all, because you associate the pain that you have to go through for doing a workout. And then remember, guys, at any stage, once you've made it a habit, once you ease yourself back into it, you can take it up to the next level and work harder. And it will actually come naturally, because I've seen these people, I've done it myself. You work out, and next week you want to do a little bit more. You want to now see if you can do that calisthenics muscle up or whatever. You know, that might be 6 months down the line, but there's always something that you want to work towards to, and that in itself is motivating. So number one is make sure you start out nice and easy with the exercise and workout routine and focus on making it a habit rather than picking the most extreme and most powerful workout out there. The next one is sort of the same thing, but for your diet. Okay, people go out and they go from eating super unhealthy to want to eat super healthy overnight. Okay, jumping straight in the deep end. Do you know what happens with 9 out of 10 people who jumps into the deep end? They drown and they die. Okay, you have much better odds if you first learn how to swim before you try and jump into the deep end. So when it comes to your diet and when you're just starting out, focus on things like eliminating the bad foods and starting to eat healthy week by week and day by day. If you're going to try and go cold turkey, you need to have a very strong willpower, because the adherence level from people going from super bad to super good is very small and very little. So the main thing is start out nice and simple, nice and easy, okay? Get onto a healthy eating plan. Rather make sure you build those little habits each day by cutting out things like sugar and white flours over a week or 2 or 3 week basis before you start getting into an extreme calorie deficit type diet, which eventually might just work against you. So focus on eating healthy first, eliminating the bad food, rather than going on some extreme diet that won't get you the results long-term that you are looking for, because you need to get onto something that is sustainable and that fits your lifestyle. Talking about diet, the very next biggest mistake that people make is putting their focus on the wrong kind of things like supplements, okay? Without a doubt, the first thing I get people when they join is, Peter, what supplements do I need? You don't need any supplements. You need to get your diet in place. You need to become more active. Those are the 2 most important things you need to do. Once you've got all of those things in place and you get to a point where your diet is really rocking, your exercise and workout is really rocking, then you can add supplements to fill in the gaps or get a little bit better result. But supplements should not be your number one priority. And the problem with supplements is this. Let's talk about fat burners, because that's what everybody wants. Okay. The problem with fat burners is, number one, how they get marketed. So they market it in such a point that they say, just use the fat burner and get results. They market it as the complete package, and it isn't, okay? On any fat burning supplement, you will still see it says you need to follow an active workout routine or something and a proper diet, okay? Secondly is that people put so much hope on these supplements and not focus on the proper stuff, and then when they don't get results, they sort of go, I can't get results, which is complete nonsense, okay? So get your focus off the supplements. Focus on eating proper food first, getting your diet in place, and becoming more active. That should be your priority number one when you get started, not what supplements you should be buying. The next one is not setting goals and also setting the wrong types of goals at the wrong time. So for example, you need to have a goal, okay? If you can't hit what you can't see, as they say. So you need to set yourself a goal. Short-term goals to motivate you throughout the early stages and weekly basis, and then your big long-term goal. But you need to make sure it's not unrealistic. Second of all, one of the best types of goals that I found works really well for people when they start out is not a goal that's so much based on the end results, but a goal that's more based on habit formation, okay? So we call this open-ended goal. So for example, a normal goal might be, I want to lose 10 pounds. An open-ended goal might be, I want to go and work out and eat healthy each day so that I can be healthier and be in shape on a weekly basis. So as you can see, with the normal goal, which there's nothing wrong with, but it mustn't be your main focus all the time. But if you have a normal goal and you reach that goal even, the point is that you will eventually, your mind and your body will shut down and say, I've reached the goal. I don't need to focus anymore, push hard, and eventually you might pick up that weight again. If you have an open-ended goal, it never ends. But the good thing is, if you have that main reason, which is normally the main reason why you want to do this, six-pack abs, looking good, being healthy, playing with your children, playing with your grandchildren, whatever that main reason is normally a good focus to make your open-ended goal. So set short-term goals, set long-term goals, but then also set open-ended goals, because that's going to help you stay motivated and continue developing that habits day in, day out. Next is not putting a support system in place, okay? Support systems are vital if you want to have success, okay? Especially when you're starting out. So whether it is to get a training buddy, whether it is to have a trainer that you have to go and see 2 or 3 times a week, whether it's someone like me online that you have to contact each week and tell me how you went with your diet and your workout program, it's important to make sure you put a support system in place. Now, there are so many different apps you can use, or you can simply go, hey, my buddy, my husband, my wife, my friend, I want to check in with you each night to make sure that I've done my workout and my diet. Or I want to go train with you or support me through this. But the main thing is have your support system in place, because without it, things becomes a lot harder. Now, following on from the support system, the next thing is people don't track their progress. Okay, it's very important to track your progress, not just so that you can see if what you are doing is working, but it also provides you with motivation and makes you aware on a daily basis of what you are doing. Like, for example, if you track the food you take in, you don't have to do calorie counting. You just want to write down and make sure that you're not eating anything unhealthy. And if you are, you try and do better tomorrow, okay? But try and track as much of your diet and your workout as you possibly can, because it's vital to make sure you continue motivating yourself and you make sure that what you are doing is actually working. The next one is focusing on the wrong things at the wrong time. We already spoke about this a little bit earlier, but when you get started out, your focus should be on the process of getting back in shape, developing those habits, developing willpower, not the end goal, okay? If you were like me and you have 100 pounds to lose, that end goal, that top of the mountain, can look pretty damn far. However, if you focus just on the process of, let's say, I just want to cut out sugar each day, okay? Or I just want to be active for 30 minutes each day. Then as you accomplish that each day, you've accomplished something. You can be proud of yourself. You've hit your target. Even if you didn't get closer to losing the weight or top of the mountain or whatever, because if you focus on a process and your plan, like I've mentioned earlier, is a good one, the results will come. Simple as that, okay? So make sure that when you start out, you focus on just the process, not the end result all the time, because that will demotivate you. And then the final thing, guys, another mindset or psychological thing that I want you to just be aware of, because I see a lot of people make this mistake. I used to have the saying, and I normally put it in all the products I created, that said, don't let success stop you from succeeding. Now, what that means is that when you're starting a new program and you lose 5 or 10 pounds in the first week or 2 weeks, you start going, maybe I can eat a little bit more. Maybe I can work out a little bit less. And before you know it, you've picked the weight up again, or you don't get the results anymore. And it's not because the program isn't working, it's because you aren't as focused and as dedicated to that program as you used to be. Because you had that early success And now you started rewarding yourself, and that might end up you not eventually succeeding in your ultimate goal. Now, there's actually a scientific word for this. It's called moral licensing, and basically it just means that people sort of do well, get a little bit of success, and then morally think it's okay not to be as focused anymore, eat a little bit more unhealthy foods, etc., etc. So be aware of this. Don't stop until you've reached your main goal, okay? And a good way to stay motivated is to go back to those open-ended goals. So give yourself that open-ended goal so that you're not too focused on rewarding yourself for short-term goals that you might have hit, okay? And then as always, make sure if you do hit a short-term goal, it's not a food-related reward you give yourself. So there you go, guys, a lot of powerful information here. Try and avoid these mistakes if you're starting out, and I promise you, you're gonna reach your goal much faster and you're gonna have a lot more fun. Until the next video, guys, bye-bye.